There's no way. Look though, look. Players like this come around once, sometimes in our lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
There hasn't been
once in a generation, certainly.
But no player in NBA, in WNBA history, has had to deal with this.
The one thing I just don't like, and I don't care what people say, I feel like there's a lot of hate on Caitlin Clark, and I think because she's.
When NBA greats speak, people listen. They have first-hand experience with brilliance and have witnessed it all. Forget drama and championships. When these same legends discuss Caitlin Clark, the discourse takes a very different turn. Here, we're not discussing PR-approved praise. We are discussing unvarnished and occasionally agonizing reality. When legends genuinely criticize the league, what happens? When legendary people like Magic Johnson take over, everything changes rather than just being praised. Gervin and Barkley stand up for Caitlin and put an end to the hatred. They're not bloggers. These individuals were instrumental in the formation of this league and are currently criticizing it. They say much more than just compliments. Players, the media, and the WNBA are all under pressure. People who viewed Caitlin as a target rather than a peer are sweating. This league runs the risk of losing what it has been pursuing for decades if they do not pay attention. Genuine, enduring significance. These legends are naming names and making comparisons, not only observing. Some have referred to her as the Tiger Woods of women's basketball, claiming that when she isn't playing, no one watches the game. Others are calling out bitterness, hatred, and jealousy directly. These are difficult subjects that no one previously wanted to discuss. The league might be drastically altered by what legends like Charles Barkley and Kevin Garnett reveal next. Jeff Teague doesn't speak like a professional media analyst. He speaks like your uncle who needs to express his opinions after watching the game. He provided a harsh reality check instead of following the PR script when Caitlin Clark came up. No one is watching if she isn't playing. Nobody pays attention when she's not around. That one line cuts right through the cacophony of the media. Teague wasn't merely conjecturing either. He was telling the truth. According to a former NBA All-Star, the truth hurts because it means a single WNBA star is carrying the entire audience. Teague didn't say this merely to listen to himself speak. He made that statement because he had first-hand knowledge of what true star power looks like. Caitlin also possesses it. She is not merely attracting spectators. The whole show revolves upon her. Then, he went twice as hard. Teague wasn't merely complimenting Caitlin Clark. She was being crowned the greatest by him. Take a moment to consider that. Just 2 years into her professional career, Caitlin has already engaged in one of the greatest discussions in history with an adult who is a top-tier player. This is far more than just statistics. It concerns the significance of those figures. Teague observes that the entire sport is moving in her direction. He is not forecasting easy success. He is forecasting total domination. What makes this hit even more difficult? The type measured in championship banners, enormous television ratings, and billion-dollar contracts. He wasn't laughing or grinning. He trusted each and every word. Teague also finds it difficult to provide praise. This is the same person who, after protecting Kawhi Leonard, said he wasn't very good. Jeff is brutally truthful. Therefore, you should pay attention when a guy like that suggests that Caitlin Clark could be the LeBron of women's basketball, since the next legend we are spotlighting didn't even need to use words to convey how enormous Caitlin has grown. Michael Thompson is the father of one of the best shooters in history and a 2-time NBA champion. He is aware of true star power. He has encountered it in arenas, tunnels, and locker rooms. You pay attention when he talks about Caitlin Clark. I didn't care about anything else when I was in Indiana. I can only recall exiting Gamebridge Arena. I froze as Caitlin Clark walked right by me on the loading dock. I didn't even greet her. Are you able to trust that? Other than Clay, my all-time favorite basketball player. In addition, Clay was directly in front of me. I told myself I couldn't do it when I saw her. Returning to the subject, though, you are correct. That is what I recall the most. Standing just next to me is Caitlin Clark. He didn't freeze around Magic or choke around Michael Jordan, but he was utterly taken aback when Caitlin Clark passed by. That's not just a compliment. Michael is responding to something far more than a gifted athlete. He is reacting to a powerful societal force that freezes adult men. She is not limited to the league. She's changing it. When Klay Thompson's father refers to her as his favorite player, it is hardly hype. It is genuine confirmation. She has gained the respect of basketball players, fans, men, and women. She recently received a brand new title from one of the biggest names in NBA history, the legends themselves. Magic Johnson demonstrates what it truly means to be a league leader, just when you thought the accolades can't grow much higher. Fans and opponents witnessed his elegant performance under intense strain. You pay attention when he discusses Caitlin Clark. He is not merely praising, he is offering genuine viewpoint. Tough veterans who have dominated this league for years will put her to the test. Like Larry and me, Caitlin is the most popular WNBA player, but she's not the best at the moment. When we originally joined the league, we weren't the best. Later on, we deserved that title. Caitlin still needs to perform well. Being the best is a standard, not an act of hatred. And it's a huge praise coming from Magic. He's not merely stating that she is liked by others. She is already following the route of absolute legends, according to him. He and Larry Bird are examples of icons. The standard rules do not apply to Caitlin. Legends are being used to condemn her. This is really enormous. The best part is that Magic isn't discounting her. He urges her to continue. Now that you're in the spotlight, take the crown. However, not all legends maintain their composure. A Hall of Famer raised his voice. He made the exact statement his fans had been secretly anticipating. Reggie Miller has never been afraid to voice his opinions. Reggie is one of the trash talkers and coldest shooters ever, and he has a way of getting inside a player's head. He didn't tell Caitlin Clark to be patient when he witnessed what she was going through. He demanded actual aggression. Caitlin Clark had to wait her turn, but he claimed to adore her. Do you genuinely believe that exceptional athletes, regardless of their skill level, must wait their turn? Look, let's begin with Shaq. It's not even a joke that you didn't wait your turn. As no one is acting in that way. Reggie raised his voice. He doesn't want there to be total mayhem, but perhaps everyone needs to be awakened by a single, severe foul. Robert Horry, a 7-time winner, is another man who knows how to convey that kind of message. He doesn't often speak, but when he does, it's genuine, chilly, and deliberate. Horry did not hold back when Shaquille O'Neal remarked that Caitlin Clark should wait her time. He did not even defend Shaq. He destroyed the entire argument in a single statement. She is one of the rare players in the world. Yes, we have witnessed generational talent, but no player in the history of the NBA or WNBA has experienced this, right? Just consider the challenges she has faced since the beginning. It's unheard of. She was crowned right away. No one else has ever had to assume the role of league spokesperson so quickly. That was a clear jab at anyone who believed she should follow the rules during their early years in the WNBA. Believes that before Caitlin is respected, she should slow down or make amends. That doesn't sit well with Horry. Not with the league already benefiting from her. The spotlight is on because of her. Horry is aware that she gained more money in a few months than some players do in 10 years. He has witnessed the ascent of famous stars. He doesn't need to wait to see what he sees in Caitlin. If that wasn't obvious enough, Paul Pierce went one step farther. He described Caitlin's situation in detail, which is unprecedented for an athlete. Paul Pierce is familiar with pressure. He flourished beneath it, lived in it, and played through it. However, he perceives a heavy burden in Caitlin Clark that even he has never had to bear. Additionally, he didn't say this casually. With a profound reverence that only comes from another true veteran, he broke it all down. It is still a privilege, though. Being in a situation where everyone is always disparaging you is a huge advantage. This indicates that you are doing something correctly. Do you understand what I mean? Pierce was looking for precedent, but he was unable to discover any, as seen by his abrupt hesitation and stutter. No comparison exists. Caitlin Clark didn't just show up, she turned into the focal point of everything. High ratings, endorsements, and expectations. Every veteran is keeping a close eye on her every action. Pierce understands what it's like to be crowned too soon and experience the pressure of coming next. However, Caitlin has a lot more to contend with. League quiet, jealousy in the locker room, race talk, and 1,000 cameras. He is not claiming that she is flawless. He clarified one thing, but he's not saying she's already won. She is still standing tall despite the fact that no athlete has ever experienced this level of heat so rapidly. This unadulterated, spiritual energy came from KG. Kevin doesn't play politics, and he doesn't give a damn about who gets offended. He doesn't sugarcoat the truth. Thus, he did what only KG can do when he talked about Caitlin Clark. He made it genuine, unvarnished, and deeply intimate. He said that what they're allowing some athletes to do is abhorrent. Given everything this young woman has done for the game, anyone who commits a blatant foul on her ought to be suspended and heavily fined. KG abruptly turned the story on its head. The majority of people witnessed the cold glances, hard fouls, and unpleasant replies. KG looked at it and said, "Good," while they pondered why it was occurring. He is aware that hatred only arises when you pose a genuine threat. Caitlin Clark is living proof that she is more than just a player. She is opposing the money, the media, the culture, the hate, and the current quo. Everything is being shifted by her. That is evidence that she is having an effect. KG used to be that player, the one with a huge target on his back. Opponents detested seeing him succeed. He is allowing Caitlin to participate in the game rather than showing her sympathy. He's telling her what all legends eventually discover. If they're not angry, you're not doing enough. However, another icon went one step further. There were now actual repercussions instead of simply the haters. Rick Barry didn't sidestep the problem. He didn't tiptoe. He aimed directly for the throat. However, Caitlin Clark's needless beatings are just now becoming apparent to other former athletes. Barry took it a step further and called for actual action. Consider it. Here, we are interacting with flawed individuals. Do you understand what I mean? Examine it carefully. They are unaware of the worth she adds to each and every one of them. Everything is being brought by her. They currently fly in private. Before she arrived, they had never taken a private flight. They are currently on large networks. Previously, that was not taking place. You see, she reminds me of golf's Tiger Woods. The salary checks were altered by him. Give that some thought. George Gervin was still unfinished, Tiger Woods for golf, and Caitlin Clark for women's basketball. Why don't the unions make a big thing out of this for these ladies, claiming that in order to get these advantages, they need more players like Caitlin Clark? Because prior to her joining the league, none of this existed. It's not a popular opinion. It's a Hall of Famer speaking. He is discussing true accountability. Rick is not advocating for Caitlin's babysitting. The league needs to wake up, he says, because they are currently allowing rivals to take cheap swings at their most precious asset in decades. Additionally, they are acting as though it is entirely typical. A hard hit is not the issue here. This is an intentional attack on her character. Barry understands that it has nothing to do with the way she plays. He is merely requesting basic protection, not special treatment. If any other professional celebrity was tackled off the ball in that manner, there would be instant repercussions. There would be news releases and ejections if it happened to anyone other than Caitlin. She simply shrugs and whistles. What the league won't, Barry is saying. It is disgraceful that you are allowing this to occur. The worst aspect of all is that Caitlin is frequently targeted by the same players who stand to gain the most from her presence. George Gervin witnessed it as well, and what he stated next could be the complete truth about the whole thing. George Gervin, the Iceman, is renowned for his composure.